Oh, hello, friends. Hello. It is me. I'm on my lunch break. It's beautiful. It's spring, and I'm swinging on the swings right now. I'm literally at a park. I love, yeah. Whoa, yikes, what's happening? Yeah, I work like a 3-minute walk away from a park, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about practicing kindness and practicing giving. So I wrote a post a couple days ago about how I was in an Uber with a gal, and she was running crazy late to the airport. Like, she was gonna miss her flight, she was gonna miss her connecting flight. Like, it was a huge deal. It wasn't just like, okay, I'll take the next one. And so I was like, well, I broke my ankle a couple months ago, and I have this boot, and if you wear the boot, you could zoom through everything and get there fast, even though it's like low-key amoral and like, oh, that's fucked up because people with disabilities actually blah blah blah. Anyway, but it's like, this might be an exception, I don't know. Anyway, so I gave her the boot. It was like a few $100s, so I was like, please give it back. We exchanged numbers. She was like really thankful. Like, I ran into my apartment after, they dropped me off, and then blah blah blah, got her the boot. And it was a fun little moment, connecting with someone, feeling like you're part of humanity, helping your fellow sister. And then I got a call from my uncle being like, good job, babe. Like, way to be a giver, da 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 da. This is like part of our DNA. And I'm like, is it? Is it? He's like, it's just something you're born with, or it's something it's either something you have or something you don't have. And I really refuse to believe that. I truly refuse to believe that. I think being a giver and being kind in that capacity where you can affect people's lives is a practice. It's a practice, and it's something that you have to work on every day. And what I mean by that is you must make sure that your cup is full. My cup was empty for a while. From like in the winter, my cup was empty, and I had nothing to give. I was cranky. I was mean, not mean, but mean by my standards. I was mean. I was mean to people on like the bus, and just didn't really want to talk with people, and just like, blah, just go away, And that's okay. We all go through that, but it's not okay to live your entire life like that. And in order to fill up your cup, to have enough love for yourself that you can give love to other people, what I've found is empathizing with yourself and honoring your shitty emotions it's the most critical thing you can do in order for you to better your own well-being. It's like the fast track of taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. So if your goal is to be a better human, embrace your shitty feelings and be kind to them. And how do you do that? Okay, so this is how I do it. So I get a lot of these like flashbacks. I call them flashbacks. They're just like things that I did in the past that I'm like really embarrassed about, or just like, just like times when you're anxious or whatever, and you're like, I'm so awkward. Oh my God. Well, instead of shutting them out, instead of being like, no, stop it. Okay, I can't swing anymore. It's like making me fucking dizzy, and also like all of this. So instead of like shutting them out these are bad angles. The sun's everywhere in my face. Okay, there's the sun's behind me. To see those feelings, to see those thoughts, and hold them in your hand. Literally hold them like a bubble. Put them in here. Imagine them. So you're like feeling the bubble. You do it with 2 hands. And say you're embarrassed about a time when, this is a very innocuous, benign thing, but let's say you were embarrassed about a time you walked, someone said, oh, how are you doing? And you said, nice, thank you. Or, and you like responded appropriately, and you're like, oh, I did that. So you put it in here, you label it whatever you want to, you imagine what happened, you see it inside that bubble. You just send it some love, and you release it, and you watch the universe like grab it. I imagine like a human, I call it God for lack of a better term, but I imagine God or the universe or whatever, like reaching its arms out and like enveloping it. It's like, that's what the universe is there for. The universe wants us to relinquish our pain and for it to absorb it. It doesn't hurt the universe. It doesn't hurt the universe to absorb our pain. You know, it wants to transmute it into something else. It wants to recycle it. It's like the water cycle, except it's like, you know, the water, it rains down and then it comes up, then it gets all do. It's like it wants our feelings so it can come up and go in that cloud and get all like juicy and good and happy again, and then it'll shower yummy feelings down on us. So in summation, what I'm saying is being a giver, being kind is not something that people are born with. I think that's bullshit. I think it's dangerous to think that way. In fact, you know, because then you can just write it off. People can write it off and say, oh, well, I'm not, you know, I just wasn't born that way, so why should I try or whatever? And it's like, no. Wrong way of thinking. So yeah, practice kindness. But the first step is to empathize with yourself and be kind to yourself. And I think the best way of doing that is when you have moments where you want to beat yourself up or you're feeling shitty, to go inside, you know, talk to your inner child or do the bubble thing. Just let it be, you know, honor it. And scene. Mwah, love you, bye.